Hey good people, it is Tashira from Politics and Fashion here today with a video about a topic that I've been talking about for some time. In fact, I think I have created maybe 2 videos on this. One of them when I first started on YouTube. I will link them down below because I think they are still great resources, but today is a bit of an updated guide or tutorial about how to shop for luxury fashion more affordably. Now is the time that you turn to your neighbor and say, we don't pay full price for luxury. Got that from my sis Chanel over at Chanel Files. We don't do it. We don't pay full price for luxury. Now, there are times that all of us have, if you are a luxury lover, okay? I know I have, of course. However, as someone who once worked in the industry and who has been creating content in this field for the better part of a decade, over a decade, girl, I'm getting old. I'm at a big age. What I recognize is there are tips, tricks, and tools to the trade that folks who are new may not know about, or if you OG triple OG like me, you could add to your repertoire of shopping luxury, okay? So if that sounds good to you, please make sure you are following me all across the internet and tune in to my podcast, Justice. It will probably be back for season 3, y'all, at the time of me filming this. So go down below, take a listen to that. It's also on YouTube. Let's get started. Before I get started, let me share with you what I am wearing today. I have on this Jock Mousse top. It is asymmetrical and the back is out. I'll make sure I pop up a picture on the screen for you all. My necklaces come as a set. These are from MM LaFleur. Bust down wrist is Cartier and a whole bunch of Freemaiden bangles. On this wrist is another bracelet that I don't typically wear, so I'm kind of like double fisting today, okay? I know why I'm like this. The bracelet here by it is my dog Frida Kahlo. There, just something dainty and feminine, and I typically wear my watch on my right hand because these bracelets would just get in the way of me writing. I am right-handed, and so I like the way this looks with my watch. I will have that link down below, as well as on the bottom I am wearing a skirt. This is a black pencil skirt that you all would have saw me unbox in a previous vlog or do a haul in a previous vlog by Anina, being a great wardrobe staple. Now let's get into the video. I'm looking down here because my notes are down here. But the first thing I want to share with you all is to shop resale. And that probably can go without saying for a lot of people, but I do want to remind you also about local consignment shops. For folks who do not know, when I use the term pre-loved or of course pre-owned, I'm talking about shopping at places that are selling items that have already been owned by other people. Not a new concept, but what has happened is that there has been a huge kind of infiltration of these types of websites online. So I'm thinking about, of course, the ones that we all may know, The Real, which I love because they have concierge service where they come and they actually pick up the item from your home. Fashion File, which I love because if you do buy an item from them, like a handbag, for example, they have a guaranteed 75% resale policy if you return it within a certain period of time. StockX, which is a newer one as far as the luxury goods are concerned. I think they're most known for sneakers, but now they do sell luxury goods. Another one that I have bought from before is Vestiaire Collective. That one is kind of reseller to seller, and so they're good because you can actually negotiate with the owner of the item. You don't have to take the price at face value. Another great one is Poshmark, and Poshmark is everything from luxury to non-luxury goods. Don't worry, you don't have to take notes. I'll make sure I have all of these websites linked down below. They are great places to go to find items. What I actually do, y'all, is before I even purchase anything luxury, because mind you, I'm not someone who is an impulse shopper. I've struggled with that in the past, which I have told you all about. But these days, I really do work to consume consciously and to shop with greater intention. So as a result, I'm not buying anything that is over probably the $200 price point without really giving it thought and consideration. And if it falls within that luxury bucket, the first thing I'm going to go do is see where I can find it online. I'm going to hit up all those websites that I just named, because why would we pay full price for something and we don't have to? It's more sustainable and it just makes better sense in a lot of ways. Unless it is something that is in small quantity and high demand. And so the price for it on the resale market is actually going to be higher. When I think about obviously Big H, the Beyonce, the Kelly, and the Cardi, the Birkin, the Kelly, and the Constance, those are the kind of handbags that are actually going to be more most times on the resale market than they are going to be in the boutique. But for the most part, outside of Hermes pieces, some Chanel pieces like Classic Flaps and Goyard, because Goyard does not sell online, they only sell in the boutique. For the most part, you're going to see a reduction on the resale site. And some of these things, if you're the kind of person that's kind of freaked out about having something that someone else has owned, are actually brand new, y'all. Brand new. No one has worn them. They may be things that stylists bought for their clients. It may be things that someone purchased and they just never decided to wear and they couldn't return them, right? There may be things that I have seen by certain sellers, the same type of item in different sizes. So maybe it's a boutique owner who has closed their shop and they've decided to do kind of a liquidation sale and to sell those things on a resale site. eBay is another example of that as well. There are people who specialize in just online selling on some of these platforms. And so while I want you definitely to shop judiciously here, because me saying eBay made me think about the fact that you want to also make sure you were shopping on a reputable site, because you don't want to get a item that is supposed to be luxury but actually has not been authenticated and it is a fake. Okay, so be mindful of that. Ensure you were shopping at places that have an authentication policy where they guarantee the item is actually legit and not a fake. But outside of the online markets, I think depending on where you live, you probably also have access to a luxury consignment shop where you can go in person and shop. If you are in the DC area, I will link some of my favorite down below. The first place I actually have a personal relationship with, they are my friends over at Ella Rue. Hey girl, hey. I find that their selection is so well curated. The items are in great condition and the prices are also phenomenal. They are located in Georgetown, and right across from them is another shop that I have not shopped from personally, but I do think that they have a great selection. It's called Red's Trading, and they also have multiple locations in the DMV. A third place is called A Second Chance. They're kind of in the DuPont area. This is not the most kind of style forward shop, but you could definitely find some gems there. And there are also others in the Northern Virginia Old Town area that I will link down below as well. The second tip is to find the best price. Duh. Y'all are saying duh. But this is where Google is your friend. Okay, it's your friend, it's your friend, it's your friend. I really want you all to take the time to compare websites. And as a matter of fact, I want you to think about specific websites that specialize in selling luxury goods affordably. Those websites are websites like Satire or Satire. I got that one from Fashion Sherlock online, who is a great resource for shopping luxury more affordably. I will link all of her information down below. Or Baltini is another one. I actually got a Ruslan Baginski hat from them that was at least $75, I think maybe even $100 cheaper than they were selling it everywhere else. I don't know the magic. I don't know the economics. I don't know if Tony Montana back there flipping a brick. I don't know how they do it. I don't ask no questions. I check out. Okay, if you know how this works, how some of these sites are able to do that, let me know, because I even heard Fashion Sherlock say that bigger websites like Farfetch are actually getting their items from those websites. Okay, a third one that I can mention as well is the Outnet. Their prices, y'all, are phenomenal. The thing about them, however, is that the pieces tend to be a few seasons behind. But I mean, unless you're somebody who really was trying to grab something straight from the runway, it don't matter. It does not matter. I was recently shopping their website because I have that I got last year, this Jacquemus halter top that I love. And Jacquemus made that pattern in a number of different pieces. I hop over to the outlet a couple days ago and I see kind of the full set that goes along with my halter top for a fraction of the price that it was sold at when it was first introduced. Some of this is also about patience, if you haven't noticed. Okay, we can't always jump on the hottest trend, hop on the bandwagon. You can if you just got a bag to blow, but if you're like me and you want to shop more consciously, then these are the tricks that I would definitely follow. So once again, find the best price. I find that websites like Satire, Baltini, and the Outnet are your friend. The third thing is something that I don't find as prevalent as it once was pre-pandemic, but it is still something that I think has to be mentioned, and that is to shop designer sales in boutique. And this is where you actually going into the boutique and having a relationship with the sales associate really helps you, because designer boutiques do have sales. And I say this all the time. I work for one of the Kering companies. Kering is the holding company that has Balenciaga, Alexander McQueen, Saint Laurent, as well as Gucci. And when I worked for one of those brands, all of our sister companies had sale at a very specific time of year, also Bottega. And so sale is typically around the Black Friday time. Not exactly, it doesn't 100% coincide, but sometimes it does. And then sometime as well in spring. And what happens is you were able to get items at least 30 to 50% off. And these are pieces, y'all, that are not necessarily old pieces in the boutique. Some of them are very contemporary, very current, and sometimes the sale is only for a short period of time where they call up their VICs, their very important clients, and say, hey girl, we having a sale, come down here and get you something, okay? And I've seen, at least in my boutique, where the items actually went back to full price, okay? So here's where, if you are shopping in store and you have bought already, you really want to work on having a relationship with the sales associate, because you're not going to walk by, for example, Gucci, and there be a big sign in the window that says 50% off. This ain't Macy's, okay? It definitely is more about relationships and making them work in your favor. As a matter of fact, I just feel like if you are shopping luxury full price, somebody better be calling you when there's a sale. That's just good customer service, in my opinion. Yes, it likely means that the sales associates are going to have to work a bit harder for their commission, but if they want to see you that next time around for that full price item, you better be calling me when it's time for a sale. And so this is how I got my Bottega Moto jacket that I wear all the time. I wear it probably in every single video and multiple times a week. It is 100% leather. It has gold hardware, which is almost unheard of. It is a Daniel Lee piece, who was the creative director who kind of gave the brand a resurgence. It is, for me, an archival piece that I will have forever. And I got that jacket 50% off, because otherwise I wasn't going to pay the retail for it. I mean, I just wouldn't. I wouldn't do it. Okay? And so I want you all to keep in mind that luxury boutiques do have sales. I've even once, this happened one time, y'all, saw where Burberry had their sale online, but it's not often. It tends to be a bit more discreet. Again, this is really about having those relationships. If you have an SA girl, right now text them, hey, are you guys having sale this year? When is your next sale? So that you can get your coins ready. The next thing, y'all, is to shop luxury abroad, and specifically in countries where the dollar either holds a greater value or there is parity with the dollar and whatever the currency is. And this also works in your favor, specifically in European countries. And so that is because, y'all, most luxury design houses, if not all, are actually headquartered in Europe. That's where the goods tend to be made. As a result, by the time that handbag, shoe, belt, hat, whatever it is makes its way to you, you have experienced in the US specifically a huge markup, at least 30%, sometime more on the item. And so I have a great example of this. If you have not seen my Loewe puzzle bag review, I will link it down below. Y'all go over and watch that video for nothing else than to understand the buying process when you are abroad. I took my mom to Lisbon. We had a great time last October. I paid, if my memory serves me correct, over $1,000 less, maybe more like $1,300 for the small size, which is really medium in real life, Loewe puzzle bag. It wasn't because it was on sale. It wasn't because I got the hookup. It's because it was already reduced in price in Europe, and also because I got my taxes back at the airport. It's a no-brainer for me. I am going back to Europe this year. I will go to Europe at least once a year because I got to hit the lick. Now, I ain't gonna hold you. I really do. All right. Obviously, I'm only gonna go places where I really want to go. I'm not going just to shop, but that is going to influence my vacation destination. Okay. And so in October, I am going on an extended vacation to Greece. But on my way there, I think I may have layovers at Charles de Gaulle. And I also am going to spend at least one night in Rome, at least one night in Athens, and then I am hopping between islands. These are great places for luxury shopping, y'all. I cannot wait to go to the home of Fendi, for example, okay? And the fact that I get to shop, not just, this is not about me, everybody, I guess, gets to shop at a lower price point because we are in Europe, I think it's a tremendous asset that helps to make luxury more affordable. Next up is outlet shopping, and that's actually how we got to this video today because I asked you all in my Woodbury Commons shopping vlog if you wanted me to share with you some updated tips and tricks for shopping luxury more affordably, and you said yes, because in that video we talked about how there are several luxury outlet malls throughout the country. Specifically the ones that I love are Woodbury Commons in New York, as well as the Desert Hills outlet in California. Now, I don't live either of those places. I happened at that time to have been in New York, but I've shopped from those places as well as the Orlando Premium Outlets by phone, by text, okay? I've been sent a secure link. I made my payment. A few days later, I've had my items. And I think luxury boutiques are where it's at. Again, we don't pay full price for luxury. Why would we? If it's an item that you know is going to be in smaller quantity, or maybe it was a runway item, or I don't know, it's your birthday. It's your birthday. Go, dun. It's your birthday. And you just have to have the thing, then I want you to have it, sis. Go off. But if it's something that you can wait for, if you are, for example, like me, shopping for a specific occasion, I shop intentionally for Fashion Week twice a year and for Swim Week once a year. And I know that I want to introduce a piece of luxury, something new, something exciting into my wardrobe. I'm not necessarily going to Tyson's Galleria because my money just is not going to go as far. Sis is on a budget, okay? I'm not independently wealthy yet. And so as a result, I'm going to go to an outlet either physically, or I'm going to call, I'm going to text, I'm going to find the pieces that I want, and I'm going to get them shipped to me. It's a no-brainer. I just feel like if you're not shopping at the outlet, you're playing yourself. Again, go back to that video. You will see the pieces that I got. I hit the lick. And it was probably one of the best luxury shopping trips I have ever had to an outlet before in my life. And I just feel like if that quality... Oh, Dior, for example, now has bags at the outlet. Before they did not have them. So I feel like if that quality of inventory is there, it definitely minimizes the times where I feel like I should be paying full price. And my last tip, y'all, is to adopt a one in, one out policy. One in, one out policy. I hear a lot of people do this with their handbags, for example. It helps them to curate their collection. I think it's also a really good idea with maybe wardrobe essentials that could get out of hand, or pieces that you very easily could start to duplicate. For me, I do not have items, definitely luxury items, in my closet, in my entire wardrobe, no matter what category they fall in, that serve the same purpose. So even if the item is not identical, if I can wear it in the same way, I don't have two of it, especially not at a luxury price point. I think the handbag trick is especially great because handbags definitely add up. And realistically, if you were to sell that one to put it towards another, it would almost at times, depending on the price point, cancel one another out. So you're just using that same money and you're recycling it versus having to draw down new dollars. That's how my mind works, at least. Outside of just making sense from a clutter perspective, I also think it makes sense financially. For me, at least, it helps me not to over consume, not to just buy things ad nauseum. As a matter of fact, I do a couple wardrobe clear outs a year, and the last one I did, I was like, I don't even know why I had some of these things. And actually, if I had been more disciplined about my one in, one out policy, I would not have had them. And so it helps from a financial perspective for you to put your money where you really want it to go the most versus just having the new thing all the time. And so having a one in, one out policy is another way because you're just paying those dollars forward to make luxury more affordable. And that is it, good people. Thank you so much for watching today's video all about how to make luxury more affordable. I shared with you my top tips. Do you have any other tips? If so, let us know down below. We are a tribe, we are a family. And once again, turn to your neighbor once again and tell them we do not pay full price for luxury. We can help each other on this journey. If you want more tips like this, make sure you join our tribe, the Politics and Fashion private community, and that you are also subscribed to my channel. In the meantime, I will see you good people across the internet. Peace.